What's up, you guys? So, I am super excited to get into another lecture with you guys. So, let's just jump right in because today we are talking about restoring confidence with universal energy, and everything will be okay. So, to do a little groundwork, just a little bit of groundwork today. We are going to be talking about polarity and creativity and inspiration. Um, but I wanted to do a little groundwork on those things to, simplify some stuff that might or may not get, complex later on in the video. But we're talking about restoring confidence with universal energy, and that can get a little bit complicated, but we're gonna talk about it. And everything will be okay and how and why. So I think that I want to start this off talking about why some of us might feel a need to restore our energy. And I think that, um, my journey right now is staying away from my triggers, right? Staying away from the things that trigger me because I have been in the mix a lot lately and haven't been trying to, but am really tired and really exhausted about only God knows what, right? And worrying about getting better and focusing on my self love, right? And to tell you the truth, it really feels like rebuilding, and that requires tearing down first. Um, it felt good to just verbalize that actually. It felt really good to just verbalize that because it really feels like rebuilding, right? And sometimes to rebuild, you have to destroy first, and that is a valuable lesson in itself. And all of a sudden, in the middle of that sentence, I realized I saved this recording in the wrong folder. And that was really random, but really funny as well. So I could fix it later, of course. It was nothing to worry about. But that's why I shared it. So I wanted to talk about why my journey right now is staying away from my triggers and how I'm doing that and how I'm feeling at that, right? So basically, I went through this really bad job where I worked at a Hispanic restaurant, and all the Latinos there picked on me because I was the only person of color. Um, it was racist. It was traumatic. It was degrading, to say the least. Even though it felt like a lot of other things, it very much so felt degrading. But I continued to work and do the best things in my capability that I could. And I think that, my confidence was shot regardless, right? I was the head of a team and didn't have authority. Um, I complained and asked for them to fix problems and asked for help, asked for days off for them to do what they can with me after sacrificing so much for this job, and they gave me nothing in return. They shit on my voice. They really shit on my voice until the end of their job, which is why I couldn't take it anymore and quit. Nobody cared. Nobody advocated for me. I lost my purpose during that job, regained it back, and lost it again. I had no loyalty at that job, but for some reason kept working like that. I told them often, not everybody has the privilege to just up and go from a job if they don't like it. A lot of people get stuck at jobs whether you know that or not, right? Because they don't have the privilege to just quit and get another job. It's not that easy for some people, and that is a real person's experience in life. And they don't get to degrade people like that because they just can't up and leave or treat them some certain type of way. But regardless of anything that I did or tried, my confidence was pretty much shot. So I am in a journey right now of restoring my confidence, and it's really hard and annoying. I don't want to, but that's primarily because I'm frustrated. Because I have to in the first place. I have always had really weird understanding of confidence when it came to self confidence with myself, because I think I learned a long time ago, the world did not want me to exist. The world was always going to work against me as a black male. The world was not for me. The world was not going to work on my side at any point in time. I learned that from a young age, and it kind of shot my confidence. So I figured somewhere along the line, hating myself was productive, and I got really addicted to that, which caused me to have a self-harming addiction, alcohol. I was addicted to drugs. I was addicted to you know, just that party lifestyle because it was numbing for me. And just doing a bunch of shit I wasn't supposed to because I wanted to feel something. And feel a rush was the only way to get it. So partying, and doing bad things with my bad things friends, really helped me feel something. And so, but regardless, even when I did stop doing it, when I grew out of it I got older into my teenage years, when I did stop doing it, first of all, I didn't feel anything. And, like it didn't have anything long lasting for me to feel. But second of all, I went straight back to hating myself. And I still, in some aspects, I guess, hate myself. Um, I because I have a very complicated relationship with myself. Being put on this earth and knowing that I was gonna get hated from day one. Why would I sign up for this? Why would I want any of this? At the end of the day, I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be put on this earth. And everybody is struggling with something. Everybody faces their own challenges, but I did not want that. When I want to do big things bigger than me, bigger than what I could imagine, and none of it was gonna happen because I had to learn to let go. So that in itself also made me hate myself a little bit more. I was addicted to self-harming myself until I was 21. I just kind of grew out of it at that point, but I had been self-harming since I was 15 when I got diagnosed with anxiety. No, I had been quitting. No. I had been thinking about quitting, but I hadn't planned until I got diagnosed. And then about 4 or 5 months later, after I got diagnosed, I finally started doing it. And I was addicted to it until I was 21. After, I think, 3 or 4 interventions, having to go to counseling, having to literally be face-to-face with my principal over it, talking with teachers, being bullied over it. People actually were concerned, and I kept doing it. I hid it, pretended I got sober one time and hid it, and was still doing it. And then when I got 21, I just kind of grew out of it. But I have a weird thing with confidence, so that really put me in like a weird place because I definitely did not want to do that. I did not want to have to go through any of that relearning again, especially have taught myself to undo all that learning that I taught myself, or whatever it was that I had been taught, to undo some of that, and never actively did it or chose to do it. So it's kind of complicated with me, confidence, but I have been learning to receive universal energy, which is probably one of the best things that could happen in my life. I'm gonna have to, continue to deconstruct them uncomfortable places. I'm going to have to. So that's what a little groundwork. We're going to be talking about polarity, creativity, inspiration, and then later on in the video, we're going to be talking about advocacy and purpose. So we're gonna be talking about those things. But that was just a little story time about me. If you guys didn't know that. So, my first point is that if you want it bad enough to go get it, by any means necessary, then let that fuel you. And I think let the why fuel you is what I'm thinking right now. I think that it's important because you know you can't just let stuff stop you in this life, right? I had to learn that the hard way that there are going to be a lot of challenges, but more than there are going to be a lot of challenges, there are going to be a lot of things that you don't want to deal with that are a lot harder than what you think you signed up for. A lot of things that are, unnecessarily hard, right? But I think that you have to let it fuel you more than you let it put you down. That's how I got here. That's how I ended up with all the things, the accolades, all the goals being accomplished, all the accomplishments that I have, right? Because I let the challenges fuel me, right? And so I think that that is a good piece of advice, especially coming from me, with having such a traumatic childhood. I could have easily been like, well, I give up. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to contribute to the machine and work a 9 to 5 and sacrifice everything that I thought it was supposed to be because it's not working out no matter what direction I go in, no matter how much force I'm putting behind every single direction. And just let go of what I think my dream should have been. And I think that that's good advice that, you need to let it be the gas in your car, the gas in your um fuel, just let it fuel you. Because if you don't want it by any means necessary, you know, it will stop you. If you don't want it by any means necessary, then there will be people who do want it more than you, who are gonna swoop in and take it straight from you. So you need to want it bad enough, right? So I think for that, I think I was thinking in the context of confidence. I think that that is very peculiar, right? Because the thought process that we kind of expect versus the thought process of, wanting to fight for it, but not knowing exactly how challenging it could be or can get, right? In the context of, I think that it's interesting that a lot of people very, very much feel like eventually it gets handed to you. I feel like a lot of people think that there's only like one big wave to get over. No, it's not a mountain in the sense of climbing the mountain is the hard part. It's a mountain as in climbing the mountain. Every step of the way is going to be hard. And then when you reach that goal, guess what? You're not done yet because you still have other things to do. You still have to accomplish more. You still have to keep fighting for your spot. You can't, like it's just all of that compiled together. You have to come back down from the mountain, right? Unfortunately, that takes a lot of energy and effort, but you have to want it bad enough, right? And despite expectation, I think that, in some sense of confidence, right, in that context, I think that when you learn to wear it on your sleeve that you want it and you want it bad, creates this authenticity that can't be matched, right? It knocks out people who are just there to sell to you. It knocks out people who are using a gimmick. It knocks out people who aren't authentic or not real life, and I think that that is just something that is very beneficial for somebody who has gone through a lot of struggle, who has gone through a lot of challenges, because that's just the way it is. That being said, moving on to the next point is build up your own dream, but do it with systems and structures that you could replicate. Okay, so from this one, I'm gonna have to break it down, and I'm gonna have to break it down from the beginning, which starts with ambition, right? Ambition by your design. And I think that that is important because the structure is so vast, right? When you learn that you make up the system, the structures, the rules, basically, and you just are careful of how you put things together, that mindfulness ends up paying off, right? Which we're gonna get to when we reach the point of the video, the whole reason why I decided to make this video. But build your dream with systems, okay? That is the best advice I can give you. I think that when you have structure, it is very um helpful, but a lot of people can easily, leverage or see the balance of pros and cons of wasting time and energy when you do it. But I'm here to promise you that when you do it, you're doing it because you have ambition. You're doing it because you have the design, and that shouldn't be looked past because it takes talent, it takes identity, it takes progress to do that, and it really does take patience, but not in the sense of it's taking time and energy to plan it all out. It takes patience in the sense of when you are building systems and structures, you're waiting for all your work, not just creating the systems, not just creating the structures to pay off. And yes, sometimes it's chaotic. That's the truth. That's the truth of being on a spiritual journey. Okay? Is that sometimes, it's chaotic, but the truth is you can't control it when you do have systems and structures. You just are keeping better you're keeping better record of what works, what doesn't work. That's why I love chaos magic, because that is the big theme of chaos magic, to dumb it down in simple terms so that like regular people can understand it. Chaos magic is basically take what works and leave the rest. In all practices, in all aspects of your life, in all elements of this vast thing that is unknown and constantly working and constantly growing and constantly moving, right? And we need to be as active as possible in the best way to truly stay accurate, first of all, and to truly measure our ambition through all the way through to our accomplishment is by building your own systems and structures. So let's talk about it. Because I also want to talk about how, and I think that when it comes to self-development, I think that, we often miss the point because we get distracted by so much going on, right? So let me break it down for you. That I think that you might think that it's about ambition and creative direction, right? When in reality it's about fluidity. It's about pacing yourself. It's about like the fact that you are embracing the chaos of all of that, right? So in reality, you are still learning about self, right? That's why I have made a ton of videos about self-discovery and the importance of it, because your journey needs to be about self-development, not deconstruction. About, yes, ask the questions. That is super important, but the point of it is to discover yourself, discover identity, discover your conscious awareness and your limits and how far you can go, because it is so endless, and it can be so endless. But it starts with ambition. It starts with controlling that ambition, recording it, keeping track of it, and then it goes to confidence, right? Fluidity. I think a lot of people want to automatically have the delivery of it, right? To be the salesman, right? And trust me, I get it, because you know not everybody wants to be sold to, right? Nobody. Okay, that is a good phrase. I'm gonna say that more often. Nobody wants to be sold to, but everybody wishes they could be the salesman, right? Because being able to sell a product to just about anybody is a powerful power move, right? But it starts off with not what you're focused on. It's a lot more detailed than you think. Because you would think it's like performance and sleight of hand, right? But more maybe, and then you see the progress and you're thinking, oh, it's about the progress, but maybe it's about the discipline. Maybe it's about the identity of it, right? Maybe it is talent and you see the talent, in progress. Maybe it's about the vision, right? So we need to work on that, and the fluidity of being able to shift and change and adapt, but the fluidity of getting from vision to identity, from getting to identity to the discipline, and back and forth and interchangeably, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yes, it can be chaotic, but everything is. So you need to pick where you want to handle your chaos and stick to it no matter what is being hurled at you. Trust me, I know, because a lot of shit has been thrown at me in my life, not just in the industry or business wise or financially or success wise in my life. So I get it. So that leads me to my next point, that, you know, the truth is, and I know some of y'all are not going to like this, but you need to start trusting yourself. I know it didn't seem that bad, right? Wait, just wait for it. You guys need to start trusting in yourself, because newsflash, you are the one who signed you up for this, because you thought that you could do it. Okay? Let's talk about it. Discipline, progress, identity, talent, and create it. Okay? Discipline, progress, identity, talent, and create it. You guys, we have already discussed in my community over and over and over again until I was sure that I drilled it in your head about meditation, about affirmations, about manifestation. Why? Because those are things of discipline in the New Age spirituality, in the practice that we practice. And what are you guys not learning? That it takes a lot of discipline and sacrificing to more discipline to keep going at this. If you want to be spiritual, if you want to awaken, if you want to have enlightenment, if you want to reach an awakening point, if you want alignment, if you want, to be conscious and to see with your third eye and to enlighten all your chakras, hello, it's gonna take a lot of discipline. A lot of discipline. It's gonna take a lot of change in fear of that change. It's gonna take a lot of blessing to come. It's gonna take a lot of growth. But that comes from discomfort, right? And that's why I have to drill it in your head all the time, that discipline is the key to it. And discipline is definitely, most definitely, the key to confidence, because, newsflash, you signed yourself up for it. You signed yourself up for it. What are you waiting for? Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's challenging. Go do something, then go do something that you can do. Just make the move in the right direction. Go. Go, 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 go. I would encourage you to click out of this content, and if I inspired you to go do the right positive next step, if that enlightened you to do so, then for you to finish this video and then go and try it, but you're still confused. Go do the right step. Go do what you can do. As long as it's in the right direction. You signed yourself up for this. Why? Because you believed that you could do it. In the context of confidence, it reminds me of why I chose to start doing commentary, right? It seems very odd for me as a life coach, as a spiritual coach, to start doing commentary, to start, executing the launch of profit culture. Doesn't it? It seems a lot more weirder than the same reasoning as, oh, I gotta put myself out there, and thinking the thought process of I'm gonna put myself out there with content, right? It seems a little weirder than that. It seemed a little weirder than understanding structure and strategy. And guess what? I made it up. And I'm making it up as I go. And guess what? It's still not easy. It's still hard. It's still hard. But the truth is, I would rather be doing this because it's what I want to do and it's hard, than doing something I don't want to do, that I'm miserable at, that is draining the life out of me, and it's hard as well. So it's all about the confidence, right? The perspective, the point of view of how you're looking at things, right? Now we're going to tie that back into confidence in a second, but I really wanted to pour into you guys because, hold on. Because I'm so sure that you guys are so confused who is in charge of your life in moments like that. In your spiritual journey too. Who is in charge is what you're asking. Who signed me up for this is what you guys are asking. But news flash, you are in charge. You signed yourself up for this. You are the one who believed that you could sow the seed to grow the tree. What is so hard about it? What is so hard about making up the direction if you are stuck? What is so hard about waiting to make the decision, waiting to make the choice if you are confused and stuck, right? Because you need to start trusting yourself. It's the problem. Now, in terms of confidence and tying that back to your spiritual journey as well, I didn't forget, you guys need to stop comparing. You guys need to get off the internet. You guys need to learn to actively rest. You guys need to learn how to take a break. You guys, and that comes from discipline to get to the progress, right? It takes discipline before you get to the progress. What is the progress? What is it? Because I know 100% for a fact my answer is different from your answer, because I'm going to say the progress is the ambition, the execution, the creative direction, right? And you're gonna say something different. And the crazy part about it is we're both still gonna struggle the same. Whether I know what it is or not, whether you know what it is or not, whether we know each other's. The truth is, the progress is all made up. Make it up as you go. Make a decision. Make a choice. Go in any direction because you trust in yourself. Go in any direction because you know you have what it takes. Go and carve your own path, but carve your own path with confidence, okay? What is next? The identity of it. The identity of it. Because you signed yourself up for this. That's a weird way to look at it. Let's put some perspective on it. Let's put some point of view on our identity. Please, I am begging you guys all the time to just put a little perspective on your identity. To just put a little point of view on your identity. It's so easy and it's so powerful. So easy and so powerful. You signed yourself up for this because you thought you could do it. That's a hell of a perspective. That's a hell of a perspective. And I will pause to give you guys some time to really think about that, to really decipher that. But in the meantime, I wanted to have a heart-to-heart with you guys before we talk about putting some perspective, putting some point of view on your identity. You guys, the growth 100% comes with the discomfort. 100%. It's gonna come with being uncomfortable. Do not get comfortable. Do not find comfort in sitting still. It does not benefit you. Find comfort in being stuck and watch your entire world change. You will become enlightened so fast, it will drive you crazy. It will drive other people insane trying to keep up with you. How enlightened you will become from finding comfort in chaos, duality. But anyways, I'm gonna make this point quick because I'm gonna have to drill it into your guys' head, obviously. So we're gonna obviously have more conversation about it over and over and over again. But let this be the opening, a heart-to-heart. Because we all want our passions to breathe, right? To have space, to have safety. But we need to be moving and working and building ethic throughout as much of our spiritual journey as we can, through letting our passions breathe themselves. Why? Because the passion is what's gonna breathe into you, and you will be the first person to get your hands on your passion. And I'm gonna wrap it up after this. You're gonna be the first person to get your hands on your passion and watch it die, long before anybody else tries to, gets to wrap their little grubby hands around your passion, around your dream. Why is that? because we don't have the confidence in the passion itself. We have passion. We have confidence. Sorry, let me start over. We don't have confidence in the passion itself, but we have enough confidence in the dream, the distance, the destination, the journey, but not in the passion. When the passion is what's gonna breathe life into you. But anyways, let's move on to the next point. So I think that, with this next point, we need to understand, first of all, that, changing direction is not failure, it's growth in reality. We need to understand that there is a such thing in our spiritual journeys as having to put ourselves out there. That, we need to be taking care of ourselves while simultaneously building up our community, pouring into each other, caring about something, right? Anything. But my next point, all that to say, is about build what's worth it in the process in your spiritual journey. And I want to get into your life as a play on words, but I think it's a little too soon for that. But we'll talk about essence, right? So I think that when it comes to having a presence, how to have a real presence in your spiritual journey, which is what we all should want, right? It's about building what's worth it in the process. The fun stuff, the good stuff, the stuff that makes us feel passionate about being on this spiritual journey, not just suffering through it, right? That's why I don't believe in that propaganda about multitasking being not possible or it doesn't exist. It's bullshit. The bullshit that they will try to feed into your head is nonsense. And I know y'all remember that because it was everywhere for like 2 years straight. Propaganda after propaganda after propaganda from the right? Nobody cares. I'm gonna multitask either way. Not because I'm chaotic, because I thrive in the chaos. And that's why I do it. Right? Maybe I want to fuck up my life. And if I want to fuck up my life, that's still my choice. Right? But how to have a real presence in your spiritual journey, it's about just building what you see fit. There are no rules. There are no rules. If you take anything from this video, just take that there are no rules to your spiritual journey because it's not anybody else's spiritual journey. That's why I follow the left-hand path, because I don't care about the rules. I don't care about who wants what from me or what they want from me or how much discipline they want from me or the power or none of that. I don't care about none of that. I am on a journey and I know what my purpose is. So why are you letting every little thing stop you? Why? So you need to be building what's real to you, right? And that go hand in hand with authority, which we'll get to in 1 second. But real quick, a tidbit, a take I want to add in real quick is that you need to be the ideal play point, right? The ideal play point is creating memories that you can look back on, right? It's the same thing with your spiritual journey. What are you taking photos of, Polaroid photos of, so you can keep those as memories in your spiritual journey, right? Because it can't be all the struggle, all the chaos, all the pain, all the hurting, all the deconstruction, all the exhaustion, right? Because then we're going to be super fucking unhappy. with our life and how it turned out to be. And we're going to be blaming it on spirituality because we ended up deconstructing our whole lives, because we ended up trying to manifest and never got one single thing out of it, because we were doing affirmations and didn't even really realize our power because we never had proof. Okay? It's the little things on top of the little things on top of the little things that matter, you guys. So build them up, harbor them, protect them, because that's what matters in your spiritual journey. I cannot stress that enough. And why presence, okay? Why presence? Because it's the same thing with the spiritual realm that it is with reality. How people are begging you to put your phone down and be present in the moment. I'm begging you to put the self-help advice away for 20 minutes and sit with yourself and quiet your thoughts and see what comes out of it. Because that good energy manifests into good energy. It really does. There's so much double entendre and symbolism, and Bill was worth it in the process, but we don't have time to get into that. Let's talk about authority before we move forward. But you need to start having somebody close to you speak life over you. It's important. It's important that somebody is encouraging you, or you're encouraging yourself, right? Because you can do it yourself. There are ways to do it. But you need to have somebody breathing life into you and speaking over you. And if you need somebody, I have a whole community of freaking crazy spiritualists that post memes and shit post all day long, and then they go out into the real world and they be casting fucking hexes and conjuring spells on these dumb bitches all day. It's a duality of the thing. The duality of the thing. Because when you have authority over it, when you have authority over your spiritual journey, nobody can really tell you how it's supposed to go, how you're supposed to do it. You just make it up as you go. You're just doing it. And then before you know it, you're going to be one of those people that are talking about, oh, I didn't even know that's what you call it. I just did it. That is like one of the best goals you can have for yourself. Oh, I didn't know what it was called at the time. I was just doing it. I was just seeking it out. I was just trusting it. I was just transforming that energy into something. Right? Because the authority is what's going to matter the most in the end. Is who has the authority. Who has the authority. And I always ask myself that. Every night I ask myself that. Because if by the end of this, all of this, I'm not calling it out of other people, if I'm not spitting it and preaching a message to somebody, if I'm not sharing my core goals with other like-minded people like me, it was all for nothing. Whether I grew and learned from it, or I didn't and struggled the entire time. It's the authority. Because the authority is what's going to matter the most. So I wanted to, on that note, talk about legacy, right? Because some of you guys know that profit culture is going to end up being my legacy. Profit culture is going to be what I'm going to leave behind, and it has to be something bigger than me, right? As stressful as that is, because trust me when I tell you, it's as stressful as it sounds. It really, really is. It really, really is. But the thing is that you have to realize that when you have the essence, when you control your presence in your spiritual journey, when you control the authority over everything that you are capable of what you're going through, of what you accept and what you deny, what you stand for, what you don't stand for, then you hold the power. And isn't that what we're all doing it for? Isn't that what we're all doing it for? Yes, it gets hard. Yes, it feels empty sometimes, but it changes. Yes, sometimes we're not aware. Sometimes we forget the passion of it. But you guys, if y'all take anything out of this video, please hear me, because this is so important that you create the passion for the dream, not the dream already holds the passion for what you want in life. Go chase your spiritual journey. We live in a time where we are free to do it, where we don't have to hide, where we can, you know, be like-minded with like-minded people and feel free to go do it. I encourage that. But if you are not building something that you can be grateful for, in the end, you're gonna resent it. You're gonna resent it. And that's the last thing I want for you. What's up, you guys? Welcome to Salute Your Shorts, where we talk about popular media, popular social media trends through a spiritual slash political slash philosophical point of view. Let's get started with today's video. And today, I'm going to say it. People hate powerful social positions because they cause conflict more and more with the quality of life of other people who need the opportunities available to them in less powerful positions. And that's why people dislike class systems and power. There, I said it. But instead of causing a conflict about it, let's talk about it and ask some questions. So today we are talking about the aesthetics of capitalism. How do you think minimalism, luxury branding, hustle culture, visuals, how do you think clean girl aesthetics reinforce a class power, you guys? These are important questions that we should be asking, because a lot of people strongly dislike class systems despite the fact that they feel powerless against them. So if majority of the people are saying that they stand against class systems, why do we value them so much? What lifestyles are you being sold to without even realizing it? Why does looking successful cost so much, and cost so much to pretend that you have money and success and financial freedom, instead of a class system of actual money, success, and financial freedom? And most importantly, who can afford to look effortless? These are the questions that we're asking today while we talk about the aesthetics of capitalism. You guys, the truth is, the power of the machine and the system are often controlled by facilitating discrimination. And that is how power and prestige and class work: inequality through prejudice and discrimination. And I think that we need to have open conversation, open dialogue about how classism works, the truth behind it, and to really discover and deconstruct who has the power of individual attitudes, behavior, and expression. Because I think the reality of it is they want to confuse you and make you accept your place in the world of power without helping you understand your voice. This is important when it comes to wealth, income, education, occupation, when it comes to like social networking. Um, but most importantly, we're here to talk about the impact on, the things that are important to every individual person, like their own health or their family life or their education, right? Because religious affiliation, political participation, experience to life, criminal justice system, social class can really always um, tip the balance so things are not fair when it comes to classism. And it seems like most people are too are extremely bothered but don't see a reason to use their voice because they don't see it as worth it. So I just want to encourage you guys to use your voice to ask the questions, to find answers, and to always keep seeking the truth. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of Salute Your Shorts. Make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode. And if you haven't seen the previous episodes, make sure you go check them out. This was Salute Your Shorts. So, as some of you guys know, last Saturday I decided to organize a protest. And today I wanted to make a video letting you guys know how it went. Now, before you judge me, let me explain this mission because this was not just any protest. This was about public decency. This was about self respect. This is about hygiene and the epidemic that nobody in society is brave enough to talk about. And your boy had the conversation. I'm talking about people who never changed their underwear. Yeah, you know who they are. You're out there walking around, living life, committing fabric crimes. So I said to myself, you know what? Society needs leadership. And unfortunately, that leadership turned out to be me. So I make a sign, a big sign, cardboard, permanent marker. It said, change your underwear. Your mom would be disappointed. Now, in my mind, this is going to be huge. I'm thinking it's going to be a movement. I'm picturing crowds, news coverage, documentaries. Netflix is going to call it the laundry revolution. Yeah. So I go down to the park, set up my sign, take a deep breath, and start my speech. People of this city, no one turns around. There's like six people nearby. A guy walking his dog, two teenagers eating tacos, an old man feeding pigeons in the background. But I commit because movements always start small. So I start preaching. Ladies and gentlemen, look inside yourselves. A woman walking by stops. Hope begins to rise. Ask yourself the question, when was the last time you changed your underwear? And she immediately walks faster. Which I consider a victory because guilt has entered the chat. And now the guy walking his dog stops and he goes, what? So I step out on a bench, and because I'm a great leader, I need some elevation. And I go, sir, your mother did not raise you to wear the same underwear for 3 days. And his dog looked concerned. That man looked like he regretted leaving the house. But I continue because momentum is building. Imagine your mom walking into your room right now. Imagine her disappointment. Imagine her holding a clothespin on her nose. The teacher eating tacos is now recording me, which I think the message is spreading. Little did I know They were posting it on TikTok under the title Unhinged Underwear Man. Yeah, found that when I got home. Now a small crowd begins to gather. And by a small crowd, I mean like 8 people. But revolution has to start somewhere, with nothing less. So I raise my sign and shout, "This is about accountability! This is about fabric hygiene! This is about the elastic waistband of justice." And now that old man is in the crowd. And he goes, "Son, are you okay?" And I say, "No, Siri, I am not okay. Because somewhere in the city right now there's a grown adult wearing Tuesday underwear on Saturday." And the crowd starts laughing, which again I interpreted it as support. So I lean into it. Your mom doesn't carry you for 9 months just so you can disrespect cotton like this. Do you think ancestors fought wars so you could marinate in your own laundry decisions? Now the teenagers are laughing so hard they can barely hold the camera steady. The dog has laid down because the dog knows the protest is going nowhere. And then the moment happens. A guy in the back crowd raises his hand like we're in a classroom and he goes, "Bro, are you telling people to protest their own underwear?" And I say, "Yes, this is a movement. This is personal responsibility. This is laundry awareness." And the guy goes, "You could have just tweeted that." And honestly, that hurt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But suddenly I realized something. Nobody here thinks this is a protest. They think this is a mental health episode with cardboard. And right as this realization hits, the park security guard walks over. Now the security guard looks at my sign, looks at the crowd, looks at me standing on the bench screaming about underwear, and he says, "Sir, what exactly is going on here?" And I say, "Sir, I am fighting for basic hygiene." And he nods slowly, like someone who has heard stranger things, but not by much. Then he said, "Sir, you're causing a disturbance." Now, I try to defend the movement. This is peaceful. This is necessary. This is the Underwear Accountability Initiative. But he just sighs. "Sir, please step down from the bench." And just like that, the protest ended. The crowd disappeared. The teenagers uploaded that video. The dog, he forgot I existed. And I walk home carrying my sign like a defeated revolutionary. But listen, even though the rally failed, even though society laughed, even though I was labeled unhinged, if even one person in that park went home that day, opened that drawer, and chose a fresh pair, then the moment was worth it. Because somewhere, a mom out there is slightly less disappointed. What's up, you guys? Hold on. What is that? Oh, wait. Damn, but I need that. Hold on. Sorry, I put you down. Okay. What's up, you guys? Now I need this and that. Okay. What's up, you guys? What's up, chat? Oh, hi, Amara. I see Amara's in the chat. Jacob's in the chat. David's in the chat. Michael's in the chat. What's up, Michael? Mikey. Uh,
What's up, you guys? So we are trying to get to the next level right now. Um, I'm on level 6, almost to level 7, and I need your guys' help. So send me gifts if you can. Send me gifts if you can. Um, Send me diamonds. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Thank you, guys. Is the music too loud? You guys have to let me know. Is the music too loud? Oh well, it kind of turned down a little bit. I'm still asking. Just let me know. Yes, I did get sick. I got sick 2 days ago. I slept over at my friend's house because he had a party, and I crashed there. And I woke up in the morning feeling like shit. I was waiting outside for my Uber, and it was so fucking cold for like 15 minutes. And I think I was sick before then because he did not have the heat on like a fucking weirdo. So yeah. No, you know what? I did have a blanket. I slept on his couch, and I did have a blanket, but I woke up feeling like shit because it was probably room temperature in that bitch, and it's snowing outside. So, you know, I was bound to get sick. Either that or one of my roommates here had it, and because they're all sick too. And I didn't give it to them because I was the last one to get sick. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I was like the last one to get sick. I mean, everybody else is still getting sick, but that's because everybody else is sick, right? Thank you for the diamonds. So yeah, I'm exhausted because I have been laying in bed all day. Well, not today, obviously. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, but obviously not today. But for like the past 3 days to try to feel better, and it's not working. I just still feel like shit. At first, I thought it was my sinuses, you guys. Oh, thank you for the silver seal. Thank you. Thank you, Danny. Oh, and you know what? Michael said that in the live stream. I feel like that was so funny. Yeah, we sure did. Yeah, they were giving him all kinds of silver seals. But yeah, yeah, because I think he said on his last live stream, even though that was like 3 days ago, that he was like level 9, I think he said, or 8. And he was trying to go up a level, and he ended up going up like 2 levels. Yes, yes. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. What's up, you guys? What's good? Yeah, so I'm gonna be sniffing all live stream because I do not feel good. Yes, I'm on level 6, so he's a level higher than me. I have been trying to get my live streams up, but I have a hard time focusing when I'm sitting still. When I know I have to sit still because I don't want to sit still all of a sudden. Yes. Oh, hold on. Let me block you. I do not want you in my chat, bro. So fucking annoying. Yeah, you will get kicked. You will get kicked out of my live stream because you were talking shit. give a fuck about nobody talking shit on the internet. What the fuck? A faceless profile. What the fuck? Fuck out of here. Thank you, Gabby, for the silver seal. Yeah, so I've been trying to rest, take it easy. I took a 100. I took a 100% break on all the work and all that because I don't know, my brain was kind of fizzling out slowly. So I was just like, why try? Why even bother wasting my, time and energy? Was that supposed to be like a smart comment? I mean, I've said that before on my live. I've said that before in my life. I'll say it again because I don't have a job. I don't. Not right now. I don't. But keep in mind that it's only been since September. It's only just now. Tomorrow will be February. What? Why can't I enjoy, my time? I'm actively looking for a job. What do you mean? What does that mean? Thank you. What's up? Stay sober. What's up, Tyreek? What's up, you guys? Sorry, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I said that before in the live. I had to quit my job. They were racist. They were racist. They got on my nerve every day, and I worked the hardest. I was the leader of my team. I trained everybody, and they treated me like shit. How were they gonna treat the people on my team? That's what I was worried about. I was not worried about them treating me like shit. It's a job. Everywhere will treat you like shit if you let them. That's the way life is. My thing is, you're not gonna have me be the leader of a team treating us all like shit, and they're looking to me about it. No, nope. Because I didn't even want to be leader of that team. What are you talking about? I trained all of them, and everybody was so fucking disrespectful to me, so I had to quit. But I don't get why you brought that up. I never even said that. No, like I never mentioned that on this live stream. What are we talking about? Hold on, you guys, because I can't hear the music all of a sudden. That's as loud as it goes. Why is that? That's so confusing. I don't know. Like 1 minute it's too loud, I feel like, and then the next minute you can't hear it. Like I don't know what's going on. But the first like two times it happened, it was just in the same songs. This time it's a different song, so I can't hear it. Maybe it's just the song. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird playlist. I made this playlist forever ago. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did make this playlist a really long time ago. I don't ever listen to it because I have better playlists that are newer. You know how that goes. Oh, but now see, I hear this one. Okay, turn up. Uh, uh. I hear this one. Uh, okay, you guys. Let's get a box. I need a box. I need Can someone send me a box and then I will start the live stream. I need a dragon too. So send me a dragon, you guys. During when we start. Not don't send it right now though. Don't send it right now though. I need a dragon. I need someone to send me 7 boxes. Thank you. Thank you, John. Uh, Hi, Tiffany. Hi. You have not been on live stream in so long. Hi. Are you lurking in the chats? Is that what you're doing instead of live streaming? Yes. Why are you not live streaming? I love your streams, girl. Oh my god. I can't believe I saw that. That's crazy. Well, hi, Tiffany. Thank you, John, again for the box. Come on, you guys. I need the boxes, the boxes, the boxes. Let's go, let's go. So I can start this stream. Am I ready? Are you ready? That's a good question. Let me see which one this one just so happens to be. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I'm ready. You see how to check first? Thank you, guys. Okay, we got 2 boxes. Starts with 14. I need 3 more people to send me boxes, you guys. Oh, thank you for the gift. Thank you for the silver seal. Thank you for the thank you. Yeah. That was a good song. I hate that I don't play this playlist because it has a couple good ones in there, you know? But the whole playlist doesn't make me want to go find it, you know? I could be a DJ. I could be a good DJ. I could be a good DJ and I'm forgetting my playlist. What? What? I could be a good DJ and people would forget about my set and be like, oh, yeah, this one has 1 or 2 good ones. Oh, thank you, John. John sent another box, you guys. Okay, we need 2 more. 2 more boxes. We're at 21. We need 38. 28. Sorry. I said 38. Did I say 38? I feel like I didn't say the right number. All of a sudden my brain was like buffering. I was buffering. Tiffany, oh my god, I cannot believe I saw you. I can't believe you're in my chat. Who else is here? You know everybody's gonna see you. You have not been on live in like 2 weeks. It's been like a fucking month. Oh my god. Tiffany, you need to go back on live, girl. I love your live streams. Oh, you're redecorating too, anyways? She said she was redecorating anyways. Oh, yeah. You guys know I don't have a set spot to live stream anymore. Not since I got up and I got used to just walking around and bullshitting. Yes. Okay. So thank you for the box. Right. Thank you, Omar. I can't read apparently. Oh, thank you, Omar. Shout out to Omar. He sent the last box because John sent 2 boxes, and Omar saved the day for you guys. So yes. So I'm trying to level up because I think I've been on stream for it's been way too long. I think I don't want to say I got stuck, but I feel like I got stuck um on level 6, and I've been on level 6 for so long. I'm ready to, you know. So I'm just trying to get the gifts, and you know, the algorithm will um promote my live when people are gifting and the chat is active. Yeah, you guys are always active. No, I actually scroll upwards. You know how like if you're at the bottom, the chat will move. I scroll up just a little bit and so the chat does not move, and I'll scroll when I'm ready. I'm pretty quick at it. That's why I can do that. But a lot of people might just accidentally, let it sit there or forget to scroll up every now and then. I'm pretty active with it, so I was like, scroll up. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the sales. I mean, scrolls. Okay. A whole bunch of silver scrolls. Um, yes. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Frick. Yeah, you remembered. So we are doing an event. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. The look at you being on point. I fuck with that. I fuck with you. Um, we're doing an event 2 nights from now at 7 on live stream. So you guys should come through. It's gonna be a great panel. Make sure you guys get your gifts ready. I want you guys to not worry about me, but worry about Michael. Is Tiffany gonna be there? I don't even know if she's still in the chat. Um, oh yeah, okay. So yeah, Michael's gonna be there. Tiffany's gonna be on the panel. I want you guys to worry about them. Um, to gift Rami, because Rami is still on like level 3, and I really really want to support him. I'm gonna support him. I'm gonna support everybody on the panel, and I would appreciate it if you guys didn't focus on me, but help them out. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a really cool panel. We're gonna do some crazy stuff on live, and then at the end we're gonna play games that they have set up already. I have no idea what games they're gonna be. They're not supposed to tell us, but some of us already know. Yeah, it's gonna be one of the 5 people panels, the seven people panels. We might have guests too, so you know how that goes because we had guests in and out the last stream, so you know how that goes. No, we sure don't. No, nope, we don't. Because first of all, I don't even know what games we're playing, what we're doing on the live stream. Why would I let guests up on the panel and it's not my panel? How would I even do that? Oh, it's right here. Let me. Oh, I love that. I love that smell. The cologne. It smells so good. I be spraying it sometimes, like once an hour, on the hour. It's crazy. Hell yeah, I waste cologne. Hell yeah, I do. Use it for what? I don't have a job. I'm not going to a party wearing this cologne. No, what the fuck? I'll get sweaty and hot and sweat it right off. It would not stay. That's dumb. Most of the time, I take forever to get ready anyways. I would just get out the shower and go. I don't have time. Then nobody's waiting on me, you guys. That's what y'all think. Y'all think because last time somebody was like, "Oh, you're not gonna do your makeup. You're not gonna do your makeup. You're not gonna do your makeup." No, you saw me doing my makeup. You saw what I was gonna do. You saw what I did. Like they're not waiting on me, you guys. They will pull up and then drive off without me, even if I'm like coming down the stairs. Yeah, they do not wait for me. So I just I don't know. I just have to take it easy with all that. I get out the shower. It takes me already fucking 30 minutes to pick an outfit, and then I change it 12 times. And that stresses me out every time I do it. It does not get easier. It does not get easier. Yes, that reminds me. And I found my those chains that I wear on my pants. I found both of them. Yes, I'm gonna wear those the next time I go out. I don't care what I'm wearing. I'm wearing those chains. I was thinking this morning, matter of fact, I was thinking, since I found them, I want to figure out how to wear them on like my upper body, not just my pants. Cause yeah, they look cool on my pants, but I wore them I think twice already, and they were just clipped to my pants. I want to figure something else out. I'm gonna make that shit a shirt. What are we talking about? And I went back to that store, and they are so expensive now. Those those pants, though, I think they're like, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think that they're like dog, like those chains that you walk a dog on, and they're just like the metal chains, you know, like the really cheap ones. They're so expensive now at that store. I'm so glad I got mine before they got expensive, especially because I can't afford it. That's okay. We've raised almost $50. Yeah. Oh, and then the boxes. I was looking at where it says the sales. You know how it will tell you like each individual how much you got of that one, not how much you made in total. I don't know why. They should change that. That's a weird feature on this live streaming app. I think. Oh well. Oh look. It okay. So it does tell you a total. That's what I was looking at. It's like really little. I can't see it. But yeah, we almost made it $50. So I will get that. Oh, sorry. So I will get that literally I think on the 6th. So in like a week from now. Yeah. Hi Rachel. Welcome to the chat. What's good? What's good? How are you? Oh, thank you for the heart emojis. Um, what was I gonna say? I totally forgot. Hi Ashley. I saw that they are trying to make the where you can like cash out all your coins, your diamonds, to what else is there? I'm sorry, my brain is so everywhere. What else is there? There's coins, diamonds. Oh, and your star. I don't know because I haven't gotten that far. The star coins. Is it like star coins, you guys? Who here is on that? Is on a high enough level for that? I want to know. Let me see. Let me see. Ashley is. Rachel is. That one. 1991 Queenie is. Okay. Period. Hold on. Period. Let me. Okay. Um. Because I'm not sure. I'm not that far yet. But they're trying to make it to. I saw that update where they're trying to make it the 15th and not the 6th anymore, where you can get your money. I'm like, I hate that. I low key hate that because I feel like if they move it once, they're gonna start moving it a bunch of times. Yes, the music is still on. Yeah, I feel like they're gonna start moving it. No, I I have music for like background music. I have music for to listen to. There's the difference. I don't have them labeled differently. No, they all just have like a title. I just kind of know the difference. Thomas said, "How many playlists do you have?" I have, I think like 120. I think. Oh, 119 because one of those playlists is like it was like a recommended playlist, and I went through and saved each one so I could listen to it again. Ask me how many times I listened to it. No, literally, I listened to it like once, and I was zooming through it, skipping songs. It was a good playlist, though. That's why I saved it, but I just never listened to it. It was like house music. Nope, I sure cannot play house music on live. No, it was fun though. So yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, so yeah, I don't know. And because what do I care? What do I care that she's on live? Who is that? No, no, I'm blocking you. I'm gonna kick your ass. Wait, because I do not want you on my live stream talking about somebody else, a different live streamer. No, we're talking about me right now. Be for real. Someone said BYOB. Yes. Okay. So you guys, we are having an event 2 nights from now. Make sure you guys are coming and ready to give. I was saying earlier. Sorry. I was saying earlier that I want you guys to not focus on me and gifting me. I want you guys to focus on everybody else on the panel. Rami is only on level 3. He's trying to level up a lot quicker. We're gonna raid Rami one of these days. I just need to be at a high enough level to do the raid feature. Yeah, Michael is he was only trying to get up to level 9, I think, but he ended up at level 12 by the end of the live stream. It was a good live stream. I liked it. It was fun, so much fun. Normally, when I'm watching other streamers that are my friends, I'm like sitting there thinking at like random points. I'm like, I could be live streaming right now. What am I doing, wasting my time? But when I was watching Michael, it was so much fun. I never thought it. No, he's such a fairy. Yeah, he's such a fairy. But yeah, the event's gonna be 2 nights from now. It starts at I think 7, and it's gonna be until 9, and we are going to do crazy stuff on live. We're going to play games at the very end, and we're gonna do challenges. Yes, there will be a panel match. I think it's gonna be a 3-on-3, and then we're each gonna like choose the person that we want to versus. Yep, yep, yep. Hell no, no. I'm actually. You guys will see when the live happens. How about that? And we'll do the panel match then. Yes, but okay, but see, that's the thing. I was saying earlier, I don't want you guys to worry about that or the panel match or the panel match. I want you guys to focus on everybody else on the stream and just have fun. Yes, I know you cannot hear the music. I can't hear the music. How would you be able to hear it? You probably hear my water bottle. Thank you for the silver scroll. Yes. Um. Sorry, I got something in my mouth. I don't think I'm gonna be doing another live. Oops. I don't think I'm gonna be doing another long live stream for a while. No, it doesn't really help me. That's why. No, it doesn't really help me. So, yeah, I think no, I'll be online for as long as I have to. Recently, and probably for like the next 2 months until I get a job, because this is what's supporting me right now, and I really really appreciate y'all's gifts, but I am broke and a half. I'm broke enough for two people to be broke, and the long streams just don't. I don't get anything out of it. People feel like they can sit there and watch, um, and wait to gift until a certain point, and I don't like it. If people were active the entire stream, of course I would, but I think that's only because I'm only at like a level 6 right now. We're almost to level 7, you guys. I'm not getting off the live until I get to level 7 because Michael is on level 12. Tiffany's on like 15. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for a diamond. So, yeah, I'm trying to, reach my goals. I I'm getting help with my rent, but I still need money for like groceries. I need to eat. I need to pay my phone bill too. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do that. Because I barely figured it out the past 2 months. I need to figure that out. Hi, Kevin. No, I think no. I was going to use this money on the 6th to get like necessities because I don't have anything. I've been bumming it off my roommates and I need it. I my rent's already paid for. Yeah, I've been bumming it from my roommates. So yeah, I'm staying on live until I get to level 7. I just was doing the gifts for fun. For fun pretty much. But that little bit of money is gonna help a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the emojis, John. Thank you for the emojis, Karen. Thank you, Queenie. Queenie sent me a sale, you guys. Thank Queenie. 1991. Yeah. So I've been chilling. I've been trying to figure out, what I want to do with my life. I'm at this point. I was really ready to transition into this, you know, um, coaching stuff, but then I had to quit my job. So all that time I was going to spend doing that is gone. I could get another job and then, keep going. But, you know, with me still in a lot of classes still, I don't know. And plus you have to think about the fact that, you know, um, I was doing deadlines while I was working at that job, and then I was going to quit as soon as I got to my end goal. Now, if I get another job, it's going to be a totally different end goal, different deadlines. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how long it's going to take. But uh, I don't know. I'm trying not to stress about it. I should be glad I don't have a job right now. I should be glad. But especially because that job really pissed me off every day. But I don't know. I'm still just so stressed about all the little things. I can't afford nothing I want. And then every time I do something like coaching, every time I do something for my coaching stuff, I feel like I could be working on the fact that I could be transitioning into this, so I don't have to get another job, right? But the idea of me finishing all my classes and graduating and scaling my brand and not have to get another job is not possible. That's not possible. Especially if I want to start a coaching firm one day or like an agency. Thank you for the silver seal, John. Thank you for the emojis, Karen. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just not gonna shut. I'm just gonna try to stress about it. It is a lot, but the more I stress about it, it's not gonna fix anything. It's not gonna fix anything. Yeah, so thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Yeah, so that's all we have planned for you know, 2 nights from now. So make sure you guys are there. Make sure you guys are ready to send gifts. It's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be so much fun. So, yeah, I think. Hold on, let me grab my drink. Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun, you guys. 2 nights from now. 2 nights from now at 7. Thank you guys. If I could just get the dragons, then we would be good. Let me see. Hold on. Because I forget. I forget. But I wrote it down when I was looking directly at it, so I remember. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the coins, for the silver scroll. Yes, thank you guys. It was so much fun. Yeah. I think Danny started it and we had been doing it on his live stream. the panel for, I think I came the third week. And I've been doing it ever since. We've been doing it for like 7 months. It's so much fun. And then we moved to Michael's. We do it on mine rarely. We don't do it on Tiffany's. But yes, it's so much fun. Yeah. Oh, but anyways, so, oh, can you guys hear the music? I was just making sure. Can you guys hear it? I was over there messing with it. I had to go to a different playlist. So I think next live stream, our goal is to get gifts, send gifts. So we're gonna try to send gifts to back and forth. I'm super excited about that. I hope you guys are there. Make sure you guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I hope you guys are there. We are gonna be sending gifts back and forth. Hopefully, I'm at a new level when we get to do it tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be. I see. I can't promise a set time, but it will be tomorrow in the morning. So if you get on in the morning, I will more than likely be on already. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh wow. Wow, thank you. So, okay, thank you for the title box. Okay, we got another dragon. Thank you. We're getting silver seals all over the place. Thank you. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And, I've been tired. I think it's because I've been sick. I think it's because I have been sick. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I wasn't really. Well, I kind of was, is why I'm thinking that. I'm not really sure. But I've been feeling so bad. I've been feeling so bad lately. Thank you guys so much for y'all support. I really appreciate it, especially when I'm going through such a hard time. I have a bunch of real ass fans on here. Thank you. Look, we're at 1,300. That's dope, bro. That's so dope. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for it. I appreciate it. I especially appreciate the support. Like, I can't thank y'all enough, bro. Yes, the live stream will be tomorrow in the morning. I will be live all morning, probably until like 1. I'm going to try to wake up early because I know I'm going to go to bed early tonight. So I'm going to try to wake up early and just be on live stream all night. I mean, all night, all morning, right? Somebody says because I don't have plans tonight. Yeah. This is a good song. This is what the third good song that was in a row. That's good. trying to screenshot that. Chat is going crazy right now. That's so crazy. I love this chat. So yeah, that's not gonna have me tripping. But anyways, so I think that I don't know. I think I can try to, push it on Twitter, on Facebook. I could try on Instagram. I don't know. I could try on Instagram. I could try it. That's the least I could do, right? It's the least I could do because if I don't try, then I'll never know. So, yeah, I'm going to try to get the content ready first, I think. I'm going to try to get the content ready. I'm going to try to batch as much stuff as I can, batch as much stuff as possible in like 4 days, right? I'm not going to even do like a week, in like 4 days, and then just start rapid posting because I don't even know what's really going on with that. It's been so quiet. It's been so quiet, and I don't know why. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. I need a box, and I need someone to send me a dragon. Has it? You know what? I have not checked. Oh, it's right there. It should be on my screen somewhere. It's right there, I think. 243. That's all right. I mean, that's the thing though. Like, I'm not trying to be like the number one. Where's Danny then? Where's Michael on the ranking? Oh, okay, so he's like 100 ahead of me. I'm not trying to be like a top streamer or anything, I don't have to be like the number one streamer on here or at all, but I need to work on my funnels. It does not help that I, feel like shit today. Yeah, I'm on here. I'm making content. I give people the resources. there's not really a reason to, see it and not want to tap in. I don't understand why. I don't get it. I do not get it at all. I'm not sure if it's because my reach is bad, but I will try to fix that the best I can. I don't know. I don't know because, like, in my head, I'm like, it's because of my appearance or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna try to batch as much content as possible. I need to clean my phone. I should have did that before I went live. I woke up. I woke up and dropped it, and then I was trying to grab it, and it slid under my bed, and I got it super dirty. I can see it. I'm looking right at it. Maybe I do. Okay, so I have a hard drive that I have designated for all the content for the Telegram group. And if you guys don't know about the Telegram group, it's a spiritual group called Design by no, it's called Life Society, and it's basically like a group where you can get connected and network and meet other spiritual people. It's super fun though. It's like very laid back spiritual stuff. But at the same time, that is not designated for transformation, right? Just kind of like a life, a lifestyle thing. I think it's very, very lifestyle based. But yeah, I share everything, all my content that I have from the internet, right? News reports, updates. I talk about spiritual gurus. I share commentary videos that I love. I share the memes that I love. I share video essays. I share books, music, zines, all that. I share all of it in that group. So it's vital that you are maintaining your growth in your in transformation and improving, you know, getting enlightened, being a leader, all that stuff. But this is more of like a for a lifestyle thing. Oh, for the person who asked, it's free. You don't have to pay anything to be a part of the group. But in the group, on the group page, it says that there won't be any updates until we get to our quota. Yeah, I think that I need to share it more often. I haven't seen anyone. I haven't really made a lot of content. I've been struggling with that. I think I made a little bit. I think I made like 8 clips to post. It's kind of hard because, first of all, you don't really hear about Telegram groups that are like super popular, let alone, like the marketing for it, the niche for it is kind of not there because people, like don't go looking for that. But I want people that already have the app that are, huh? Yeah, I'm broke. I don't have no money.
I'm back. I get later.
I would say the longer you wait, the longer you gonna have to wait for it.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were still serving, bro.
Yeah, it's only 9:30. You want me to go get it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
With a breakfast burrito with bacon or bacon and eggs.
A breakfast burrito or bacon and egg sandwich.
Breakfast burrito with bacon.
Okay.
Or bacon and egg sandwich. They don't have breakfast burrito.
Okay.
And some jelly.
And some jelly. I feel like shit, bro. All right.
How much you gonna charge for long?
Give me 2 and I'll be good. Can I get 3?
Yeah.
3. 3 is fine.
All right.
I'm going then straight back, okay? So I think it's hard to promote it because I don't really know how to reach people that already have a Telegram group, Someone said I could find people that are willing to get it. Yeah, but if I was willing to do that, I would have done it already. I would have done that already. Because my thing is, I think the people that already have a Telegram group would want more groups to be a part of, Mine just so happens to be spiritual. I don't really know. I'm not sure yet. But I do need to figure it out, though. I do need to figure it out. So anyways, we're going to run to the store, you guys. So I think we're going to put a hold on the transformation series for this live stream. And then I already have plans for what I want to talk about the next live stream because I have updates. But yeah. Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna share some updates again with you guys. Before that live stream, this live stream at the end. So yeah. What are we talking about? What were we talking about this live stream? Oh, okay. So we're talking about alignment today. Sorry that the wind's blowing all crazy. So I think some of y'all have known because I talked about it before, but I'm gonna recover it. So I'm sorry. Bear with me. Just stick with me, and we're gonna get through it. But I talked about it before about how alignment is adapting. So that's pretty much what we're gonna be talking about for right now. Because alignment is one thing that a lot of spiritualists don't teach you, right? Is that alignment is basically the awareness, right? But to stay aligned with the divine, with the universe, with your cosmic alignment, you have to understand something, and that's that everything is gonna change, everything is gonna shift, and it's not in your control. You just have to be willing to go with the flow and to do what you can, do what you can. Sorry, to just try to be, you know, above it, right? Because to keep your head above the water is not about you having to understand it. And you might not be at that point yet, but a lot of spiritualists get to that point where they are moving in faith. They don't know what's going to happen next. They don't know what's going on, what's working, in the bigger picture. They just trust. And you guys are going to have to learn that alignment is the ability to shift. You need to know that before you try to seek alignment, which is different from seeking peace. Because to keep your peace in alignment, you're going to have to understand things will change, things will adapt, things will evolve, things will transform, and you might not understand it. But the important thing is that if you're willing to continue down that path, you'll stick with it. You'll stick with it. So you have to understand that it takes patience, it takes faith, it takes for you to, you know, just believe that it'll work out. It'll work out. But you have to believe that it's unfolding, that it's unfolding in the right way. So yeah, I think that with alignment, you have to be ready to embrace the change that comes, whether you're ready for it or, it's unexpected. I think that you have to be ready for those type of, circumstances, those type of experiences, those type of situations, because that's what alignment is. A lot of us have this misconception about alignment that, like once we achieve alignment, like it's some set goal, right? Our end game goal, that we will reach a pivotal point, when in reality it's just the point of pivoting continuously. So I wanted to talk about that. I'm really good at that. I'm really good at changing. I've embraced change very well. One time I think I was talking about that and I said something about change. You don't know where change goes, but that is the beauty of being willing to go wherever, the universe is trying to lead you to, right? Because it's important because you never know what direction you're going in sometimes, and it can be hectic and it can be confusing and it could be very nerve-wracking, right? But in those feelings of overwhelming, it's so easy and simple to just close your eyes and just move and just decide, you're going to move, whether if it's the right direction or not, where you're going, where you don't, like, if you don't know where you're going, all that. I think it's very soothing because, trust is a very fickle thing in the first place. You trust one person 1 second and then, all of a sudden you don't, you know? You never know when you stop trusting, but the universe is calling you to just trust the direction that it wants you to take, I was thinking about that yesterday night. I was supposed to be meditating, but I didn't meditate. I sure did get in bed. Yep. Thank you for the gift. So yeah, it's just a pivotal place of being able to willingly adapt, because the universe can force you all you want to. You know that life. Everybody knows that life. That's the life that we live from the beginning. We need to learn to accept the fact that there are times and places where the universe does not want to fight with you about what direction you're supposed to be going. You have to be willing and accept the fact that there needs to be some ease on your behalf. The universe is all about balance. The universe is balance in duality. You have to know when to measure up, when to put up a fight, when not to put up a fight with the universe. Because sometimes you can argue, sometimes you can debate, sometimes you can let your opinion be known, but you still have to do it. You have to know those things. You have to know when the universe is calling you in a direction that you never thought of, or calling you in a direction that, you had already had your mindset that you did not want to go down that path, right? I think sometimes with change, it can be hard because we don't know. I had that problem when I was younger because we moved a lot. But when I grew up, I, immediately grew out of that because I thought I started to grow this mindset of, change is actually beautiful when you think about it. Because as I got older, I realized I consider change things like the seasons, things like the weather, from like a rainy season to like it's finally sunny outside. That's how I imagine change. That's what change is. Change is when the grass starts to grow back after winter, It's just the little things, when a flower sprouts and is growing, but it doesn't bloom yet, and then a season comes where the flower develops, and like it's those things that I consider change. I don't want you guys to think that, you know, it's not supposed to be hard, because it is. It is every day. For me, for all the spiritualists you're watching, we struggle with that. We especially struggle with change. We hate when things are purposely changed up. We hate when things are, starting to be or feel different, you know? We hate it when someone comes and then shakes up everything. We hate that. We all do. But the fact that you need to learn to embrace it is because you are not adapting if you're not doing it with the amount of willingness that the universe is expecting of you. You're not. Whether it be a lot or a little. And we all know about the expectations of the universe because it's not easy. It's hard. It's hard to deal with that. And it always will be until the day that we die. But when we learn to shift, it can be this beautiful transformation that you never even know that will reveal itself a lot later. Wow, you did that with such ease. Wow, I did that the easy way without putting up a fight. And now I can do it right now. Watch me. right? Like, it's just those things that we need to be focused on, that we need to be patient about. It is. So another thing I wanted to talk about, some of you guys didn't know, I'm a pagan. Um, I don't really have a specific belief system. I just use it kind of as an umbrella term for my spirituality. If you guys didn't know that, that's all I'll share for right now, because there's no need for me to go into all the great detail about my life story and all that about me being a pagan. I'm a pagan, and I just use that as an umbrella term for believing in multiple gods, multiple deities, multiple um, spirits that are a part of the source, right? And then I believe in source, right? I believe in the universe, right? Um, so I use that as an umbrella term for those of you that didn't know. A lot of people were wondering because I had posted something on social media about like 3 days ago. I haven't talked about it because I wasn't sure if it was like a thing or if people were just putting that just to, it just so happened to come up 2 or 3 times in the comments. But yeah, I realized it was a thing, so I wanted to address it. I haven't addressed it since it happened, which was like 3 days ago. I'm sorry, but yes, I do believe that people who practice the craft, you don't even have to be a witch, an alchemist, because I also practice chaos magic. I also dabble in occult magic. That's where the chaos magic comes in. I just take what I need and I go. That's my whole craft. Um, but a lot of people were wondering about my stance on basically it was like, wait, what do you believe in? Do you believe that practitioners and people who practice the craft should be making it easy for people to um access magic like that, or do you stand against it, right? And I never answered. People are still commenting to this day. I responded to one person at the end of those comments that posted something today. um it has like 17 comments, all the same thing. You guys, I have a online wood shop. I own an online store where I sell magic and my services. That's not new. I would have shared that if I would have known that you guys had known that or didn't know that already. So whether it's a debate about should we be making magic in our practices, um, accessible to people in the mainstream, of different cultures, all that, that's not a debate for me. Yes, I would do that. Whether I believe that or not is not, you're not going to get an answer out of me for that. But I will sell my services to people who need it, people who want it, because they are not practitioners like me that use magic the way that I do. I'm very crafty. I'm very observant. I appreciate and honor improvement. I appreciate and honor lifestyle the same way, whether it be urban, modern, postmodernist, whatever whatever you believe in. I honor that. A lot of witches don't, because of what they believe in. And it's not because they have verbally said that or have proved it with their actions. It's their lifestyle that speaks for it. And there's nothing else that can speak for that. My lifestyle speaks for what I believe in, right? My actions speak for what I believe in. And the fact that I will give my services to, um, you know, practice for someone or give my services to perform a spell or give advice or critiques on someone who is doing, some voodoo work, right? I've done all those things, not to make it accessible to anybody, but to make it accessible for the people who need it, everybody. Does that make sense? And I want to clarify that because it's getting on my nerves. People are still commenting on this comment this morning. And it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I guarantee you that was not the last comment. The one that I responded to was not the last comment from this morning. That's crazy, you guys. That is insane. And it's not about, okay, I will give you, it's about the religious point of view, but at the same time, there aren't people who are super, super religious asking for magic spells, that are asking for someone to perform magic for them. There's not. It's only people who need it, people who desire it. And regardless of that, I do consultations for a lot of my spells anyways, to just analyze those people, to look into those people, to figure out what they really want, what they really need. I'm not just doing it willy-nilly, selling it to anybody, right? And I respect that. That is the new, today, as of today, that is what the new witch does. That is what the new witch does. And besides, as a pagan, I don't believe in any of that. My entire world is upside down to your point of view of your understanding, let alone upside down to how you see my life from the outside in, not from the inside out. Even if you did see it from the inside out, it would still be a point of view. That's what consciousness is. Whether I'm a new age pagan, whether I'm a practitioner, whether I'm a voodoo queen, because those people are not having the same problems that I'm having. I can be who I want to be. That's the beauty of being who the fuck you want to be. You can label me and box me in all you want to. Does not mean that I will fit. Does not mean that I will stay. Does not mean I will find alignment in those things. Like I said, I use the term pagan as an umbrella term. Pagan means believer of multiple gods before it means all the other stuff. Because all the other stuff comes with labels that they choose that I will not choose. And a lot of the influencers you watch and follow, you're not giving them a hard time about believing in this deity and also serving a different deity. You're not. But for me, it's like crossing religions or something. It's not. It's not that. It will never be that. I will do what I want to, when I want to do it. And so they need to understand that. Do not interact with those people. Don't argue with those people. Don't go back and forth with them. Because some of them I don't even know. If not majority of them. All of them. I don't even know who they are. They're just random followers that I have. Bots. Faceless accounts with, as far as I care. So don't interact with them. Don't argue with them. Don't feel like you brave and trying to tell them about me, and while you're trying to tell them about themselves. Somebody should tell them about themselves, but it's not going to be me. So, and it's my post. So why are you in my comments? All that to say, just don't feel brave about me in the chats, because I don't care about no other influencers, and and not a single influencer has told me anything ever. I wish they would. I would check that. But as for the bots in the comments and white people, what? No, no, you will never get a response out of me like that. Nope. So don't fall for it, because I'm not falling for it. But yes, I have an online shop. I used to sell practices. I used to sell teachings. I used to sell actual spells. I used to sell tools to perform spells, different things. Like, it's not about making it accessible. None of that stuff was accessible in the first place, because before it even started, I was doing services to do it for people because they cannot do it. And that's the thing. They're not taking that into consideration. When a witch is buying spells, you know the person that they're buying the spell from knows what they're doing. I would not open a I would not open a witch store and let it get successful, wildly successful, if I had bad intentions. Because I sort of believe in 3 times 3, I sort of don't. It don't even really matter to you. So why fall for that? But yeah, these influencers today, they all do it. They all do it. Everybody does it. That is what the new witch does, which we're going to have to talk about one day. Now that I'm thinking about it. We're going to have a conversation about that. But none of them are getting problems, but they see, oh, I'm a practitioner. Oh, I'm a new ager. Oh, I practice chaos magic. Oh, but he also practices alchemy. You're mad in my comments leaving posts while I'm doing yoga in an open field with the peace and calm of nature. We have nothing to do with each other. Just saying. What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Salute Your Shorts, where we talk about popular media trends, social media trends through a philosophical, political, or spiritual point of view. Let's get started with today's episode because we're talking about housing today and how housing and instability correlate in the parallels of rent anxiety and displacement through political exhaustion and risk averse tactical use through philosophical warfare. I think that this is important because we need to have a conversation because it can be confusing. It can be confusing because we feel already trapped in without a voice when it comes to housing, when it comes to you know the things that we want to do when it comes to financial freedom or success or things of that nature, because the world was already in place before us. So who are we to change um the entire world? I think that there is a huge correlation that we don't have enough conversation about when it comes to wealth and income and education, um, through financial success and happiness and spiritual belief and the correlation of those things and how they work together, and most importantly how housing, like paying your rent, comes into play with those things. you know Having to constantly pay your rent, um always seeking financial freedom, always seeking success and and wealth and income and a higher education, always looking for a job, always trying to network. Those things do affect our health and our family life and our education and our religious affiliation. But we also do live in a world that was already put in place about those things. So it's very confusing. So I hope that you guys, after you see this video, feel encouraged to um make content about it, to express yourself through what you believe, your belief systems, your philosophy on the idea or opinion that you feel like is the most relevant. And if anything, I want to encourage you guys to even just leave a comment about what you believe, to you know gather in the comments to find a support system, because it can be confusing. Because I also have questions like, how do you think how I think rent is compared to joy, especially in a time where you can't, like there's not a lot of other options. Or questions like, would I speak up about housing if I wasn't so insecure about it? Too often we go through times where we feel delayed, or we feel pressured through the responsibility and obligations of housing and paying rent, because it can be hard, but we don't speak up because of insecurity or fear, or because doubt that things can change. But that can change, but those things can change if we use our voice um to put the power behind something that benefits everybody. So that's just a little food for thought. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. Make sure you stay tuned for next week's episode by subscribing, smash the like button, and don't forget to leave a comment, because not only do I want to hear what you think, everybody else would like to hear your philosophy. This was Salute Your Shorts, and make sure you stay tuned for another video by liking and subscribing, and stay tuned. Oh, sorry. What's up, you guys? So we're doing sort of we're starting a series. First of all, that's where I'm supposed to start. Sorry, my head's a little all over the place. So we're doing some series. We're doing a transformation series, which is what we're talking about today. We're starting that one, and then the day after the second part comes out of the third part. I'm tripping. The third part comes out. We are going to start a growth series, and then we're going to do probably like a inspo series after that. So we're talking about the transformation series today. Um, let's get into it. I'm super excited. Let's get into it. I'm pumped and ready. So um, I honestly, you know what? I honestly want to talk to you guys because I think that when it comes to being spiritual, there's starting to become so many labels and bullshit that's going on right now. I don't know what is really going on, but I think that we need to be careful of labels and what we believe in because for a really long time, you know, I tell that story a lot. I used to be a Christian. I thought that I was going to be a pastor. I went through a really, really deep deconstruction um, of my religion when I was 26. I ran from God and, I didn't become a pastor. I didn't get into any college I accepted. I was broke, working a job I hated for 6 years, you guys. 6 years. And I was basically, I just was never planning to look back at that again. Even though for the entire span of that 6 years, I was always thinking about it. And now that I'm looking back on it, I'm realizing that, I don't think I was reflecting the correct way. So I need to start evaluating how I'm reflecting. And I want you guys to hold me accountable for that. You guys really, really got to hold me accountable for that. Because it wasn't so much of like what I need to do, what I need to work on within myself. It was more of just like me feeling sorry for myself in a sense of like in the back of my head, I was always arguing with myself on what I should be doing with my life, which led to my midlife crisis at 26. And it was like always this argument in my subconscious, right? So that would always make me feel down. Yeah, like if you knew me in 2020, 2021, I was always the sad, yeah, I was always, the sad person, the sad one, right? I was always depressed about something. And despite me not moving like I was depressed, despite me acting like I wasn't depressed, I was depressed. I was sad as hell. So that makes me wonder, like what that I think I had going on to, you know, be able to just counteract like me being so fucking sad about the fact that my life was falling apart. Still, 6 years later, I went through a lot of struggles and I was swearing I'm not gonna go back. But the way I was reflecting was still, you know, feeling down about myself, not looking back at the problems and fixing each one in the present moment, you know? But I think I'm past that now. I think now I'm in a place where I need to be planning actively, right? So preparing for those things and not fixing the problem, but getting better at the problem is how I need to approach it. So I want you guys to hold me accountable for that. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was just really hard for me. It was very hard for me. I'm not going to lie. And then the deconstruction process was not great. It was not great, but we're not going to get into that. But after the deconstruction, right, I was going through like this intense, that's going to be our word of the day, intense. I was going through this intense, struggle, and I didn't know how to deal with that challenge. So today we're talking about transformation because I am kind of prideful now that I think about it, and I think I know why, but I am not for certain how I think I am. Because it's not that obvious. I think, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the chat, you guys. Welcome to the chat. I think, honestly, my spiritual transformations have been very deep and very meaningful, which is a thing that happens, right? But it doesn't happen for everybody. So I think that brought me pride in my change and my growth. But at the same time, I'm wondering, like what did I do to be prideful of that? What was I doing to be prideful of that? I don't know. I was just very overly excited to have something different in my hands, something that was for me, when my whole life has been a lot of struggle. I learned recently a lot of people have to figure out that their life is not going to turn out how they want it. Y'all are so funny in the chats. Y'all are so funny. I don't know what was really going on to make me prideful. I don't know what it was. But what I do know is that I feel like there is, I think for the fact that I knew, because it got really deep, I was praying through the night, right? I was having, I call them crash outs because they weren't really breakdowns. Because I feel like a crash out is more has more emotion than a breakdown, right? A breakdown, like you're sitting down and crying, right? I was having to continue my life and just weeping and being sorrowful, right? I had so much grief. A part of me also felt like I didn't want to deal with that because I had worked out so much grief in my childhood, and it took me, 27 years to heal from all the stuff that I was actively learning. I didn't stop cutting until, excuse me, I didn't stop self harming until I was 21. I was like 23. Let's be for real. I was addicted because I felt like it helped me cope. That was my deepest coping mechanism. I was thinking about that when I was deconstructing, praying all night long, crying every morning before I would get up and go to work, but still, cleaning my house and taking a shower and cooking for myself and feeding myself, crying the entire time. And then I will pull myself together while I drove there, and nobody, well, they could tell, but they didn't know. Like, does that make sense? So that really makes me want to evaluate my idea of what I think transformation is. But yeah, so I think we're talking in the context of, like, not like self-reflection or like self-evaluation, right? But in terms of improvement, right? Just for some loose context, what because you know what, like, thinking about it, besides the fact that I did grow and change from that, because I'm gonna get to that. Besides the fact that I did grow and change from that, I don't think that those transformations were, I don't want to say good enough, but I don't think that I learned from it. Does that make sense? I don't think I learned from it. I think it takes for you to understand the situation and why you went through it, right? Or you repeat the cycle. But I also didn't think to evaluate in productive ways. I don't think I did. I think I was like, you know, thinking about myself, because like the thing about it is like when you're in danger or you're scared, right? Or doubtful, you do it. You thrive in those situations because you're thinking about you rather than thinking about the situation, the experience of it, why you feel those emotions, why you were put in those emotions. Why were you put in those emotions? And I know you guys don't want to hear about my story, but I feel like that is the perfect, you know, that's the perfect example in my head. So I was like, thinking about it, and I was like, I never thought about those experiences except for my experience. To evaluate those situations, right? What's up, guys? What's up? Thank you, guys. We got 1,320 people in the chat. Sorry. Thank you, guys. That's what's up. Um, I don't know, because yes, I made the mistakes, but my life wasn't working out how I planned out already. So was I wrong for considering that my life is spiraling? I don't understand what outcome or expectation you would expect me to have when I was already depressed, when I was already socially anxious. I was, going through it all, like, every day, all day, for years, not just a short, 2 years, not 3 years, not 5 years, for a long time. So what would you expect my outcome to be? To just be like, oh, I can pop out of it and then just magically levitate on my problems? Like, I don't understand. But at the same time, that's not what I'm, like, that's not the point. I think the point for me is more of, why did people expect so much from me in my time of need? I've never been in need of anything before that. But people sure could, apply themselves when it didn't matter. I guess I never explained that. I never explained it. But yeah, I think to the point, because we're just gonna jump into it. Sorry, I got distracted while I was waiting for people to come into the chat. I think, I don't know. I think it's easy to self-evaluate. It's easy to self-reflect. I'm always encouraging y'all to reflect on other people's actions as well. But I don't think that is a good context for transformation. What I want to talk about, the first part of this series, I want to talk about the idea of not evolution, not yet, but like self-improvement, the idea of improving yourself. Because, one time I had a cousin, he lived with me because his mom told him he couldn't stay, right? Um, Keep in mind, he had just moved with her back to our hometown in Arkansas. And He had to come all the way back. We had been in the same school or the same schools since middle school, since the beginning of middle school. And it was our last year of high school. He had graduated, luckily, so it wasn't, you know, him getting unrooted again. But he had to come stay with us. That was hard for him. So I think, you know, him pulling his life together, getting a job, he had started working, and he didn't stay with us for another year before he moved out, got his own apartment. That must have been hard for him. That must have been really hard for him to get, you know, unrooted from everything that he was used to, everything he knew, to go back home, right? But we, I remember once we got into an argument because he was acting selfish. He was just being really selfish and undeserving of everything that he had got, right? And he had told me literally a couple days before then that he he wanted to continue to go no contact with his mom, but at the end of the day, you know, he she kept trying to put herself in his life. I mean, that's good in my opinion because our moms are very similar. And my mom did not try to insert herself back into my life when I went no contact with her. I'm still in no contact with my mom, with my parents, with my brother. I can't do it. So I was thinking, you know, when we got into that argument, he was telling me that they were coming from Arkansas to visit for the holidays. And that whole day, he was just acting so weird. And I remember that making me think, like, did he not learn anything from what he had went through? Did he not learn anything from it? Because, you know, having to get up off your feet again, get back up on your feet again when you were knocked down twice, 3 times in a row, like he had been. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about that he just, you know, oh, that's life. And I love him. I love him a lot. He's probably my closest family member. And he feels like in our family, he feels he feels the most like a safe place to me. More than my own brother, more than my own mom. I just, you know, couldn't rely on him to grow up. But the reason I used that example is because that is a perfect example. That's a perfect example because he did have to grow up. That was the situation. And literally, he grew up, had to get back on his feet, had to get a job, had to get his own place to stay, had to pay for rent. Now he had to buy his own food. He had to get back and forth to work and put gas in his car. But he did not grow up. He did not grow up. So I think there's to go on a tangent. I'm sorry. I think that there's evaluating self and there's evaluating the situation, evaluating in self-reflection, in looking at the situation and asking why or how, right? Even the difference between asking why am I in this situation, why did this fall into place, is totally different from asking how do I get out of it the right way. It's crazy because I'm interviewing right now, right? And because of my old job, I already do not want to serve tables. I felt that part of my life is done, it's over with. But interviewing at these restaurants is really showing me, my what I really thought and felt about it because, the interview process, they want you to jump through hoops, right? Y'all understand that. They want you to jump through hoops. And I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. But I understand part of it, but deep down in me, I'm not gonna let go of the fact that I'm not willing to jump through hoops. So you know what that is? That's me learning to put boundaries in place. Because if I accept a job that I don't really want, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna end up at another miserable ass job with miserable ass people hating on me because they hate themselves, like I did the last time. Now you see how instead of me being like, I don't want to jump through hoops no more, da 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 da, I'm being like, it's teaching me to put boundaries in place, how to be firm with my boundaries, how to say no because no is a complete sentence without having to over explain myself to the universe or to another person. I don't care. I don't. So you have to think about it because it really does make sense in a way that that is an answer. That is your answer. That's an answer. It's about how you look at it. Because you could be going through it and asking yourself, how, How do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? How can I fix this? How can I make it better for me? Instead, when you need to be asking yourself, why is it this way? Why am I in this place? What is my purpose here? Why do people, facilitate or harbor this environment that I now have to deal with? Why does it matter to me? Does that make sense? I think that there's a time and a place where you have to be for real with yourself, because you are not going to be able to see the bigger picture until you are honest with yourself. And we all need to be looking at the bigger picture, right? Looking at the bigger picture to figure out why these things have power in the first place. Why do these things fall on people, certain people, the way that they do? That's what it's about. And we need to be paying attention to that. Another thing that we need to talk about, we need to talk about the transformation being genuine. Because your transformation does not look like my transformation. And my transformation won't look like yours in my head or your head. It's going to look different to everybody from everybody's different perspective. And then what's really going on and what we think is going on. And then what's actually happening. That's not me saying, that's not me saying, that there is your side of the story, my side of the story, and the truth. Because I don't necessarily believe in that. But what I am saying is that there is a defining outlier that needs to be acknowledged. There are defining, what's it called when you, the cause of the effect that determine the outcome that need to be evaluated. But I am going to say this, that, your transformation is something that you should value, because transformation and growth are not easy to come by for many people. So I should be grateful and blessed that I got to grow out of that I got to transform my mind, my body, my spirit, either one or all three, or whatever the case may be. It could be so glorious. But at the same time, It needs to be genuine. Moving on, moving forward, we need to be talking about the transformation. We need to be talking about the transformation because y'all already know, y'all hear me say this all the time in my content. Y'all aren't tired of self-evaluating, of improving, of evaluating circumstance and experience, but not evaluating the good things. Because take that and push it all aside. That's not even what I'm talking about. The same way that we need to be evaluating and self-reflecting ourselves and other people, we need to be doing that for the good, the blessings, the transformation, the improvement, the growth, the perspective change. Other than that, what are we doing? That is the purpose of things like profit culture that exist only because that is a truth. I can't explain that. It's divine. But if you guys don't want to participate, you're gonna get stuck because that is tipping the balance of the divine. And the source is gonna see it as you don't even care about keeping a balance, about if a balance is even real. The source, the universe, they're gonna see you as selfish. Wake up to the blessing around you, yours, theirs, ours, all of it. You guys do not understand. I wish somebody would tell me about their blessing if it was genuine and real transformation, because I don't care about you feeling any type of way about anything, good or bad. I want the transformation, the growth. Maybe I need to accept or learn that I'm in it on my own, but I can't be because groups like profit culture in Designed by Light, groups like stance culture, all of those. I mean, stance culture. I'm so stupid. Stance Nation. Wow, I should just stop talking because groups like Stance Nation and Profit Culture and Designed by Life, like I'm not gonna get it right, but you get the point. They exist because that is the truth, because that is a divine thing. Y'all want to capitalize and capitalize and capitalize, but sometimes that is not the right path. You guys are lost and don't want to admit it and want to for a world that you don't belong to. What? Let's talk about it. Stop settling for that world. Because money and power and fame, feelings, let's get into it. The nitty gritty. When in reality, you need virtue. That's a lot of y'all's problem. Y'all don't have no virtue. None. None. And then the people that do are stingy and ugly. Share your blessing. Tell your story. Tell your story. They're telling their stories on you and me and Prophet Culture and Stance Nation and Design. I still can't get through it. Designed by the light. And they're not true. Your story does not have to be louder or better or more confident, have more money, have more power, have more authority. It needs to have virtue. It needs to have value. But anyways, the next thing we're gonna talk about is vision for transformation. Y'all know how I get it is. So let's get into that, and then I'm getting off this live. We got like 400 more people in the chat since the last time I checked. That's good. We had a lot of people last night. I wonder why. So, so where do you want to be now after all of the groundwork has been laid that you didn't have control over? Where do you want to go now? Y'all would be surprised. You would be surprised. I thought I was gonna preach. I'm investing and trading and still preaching. It just takes being realistic. You just need to be realistic. Just be real. Authenticity is the best thing that you can have other than knowing that your power is in your presence, your essence. Other than that, you need to be authentic. Be real. Just be freaking for real. Just be for real. How people gonna know it's good if you don't have no story in it? I became a spiritual coach and didn't know where to go, what to do. And I've been a spiritual coach for a year and a half. And it has been good to me. It has been great to me. Better than I could have even imagined. But I don't even have to tell y'all my story. That's crazy how you don't have to tell the story. We're sitting here wondering, asking people, are you really blessed? Do you really feel blessed? Do you really love yourself? Is it true? You getting money? You think them niggas really here with you? And I said, hell yeah. We asking, but we would have seen it if it was real. And that's what I want you to take from this live. We would have seen it if we known. I mean, we would have seen it if it was real. If it was there. If it really existed, we would have known. But y'all want to sleep on it, so let them sleep. And that don't have nothing to do with you. Don't have nothing to do with me. But we have the proof where they don't. Now what? I'm asking you. And if you feel activated, you feel charged up, you feel mad, scared, or doubtful, act on it. My email is perfect, PERFECT, circles with the Z at the end instead of an S, CIRCLEZ 90 in 90 at gmail.com. You can email me. And if you want, I'll give you my phone number. You can get the newsletter. The link will be in the description. If you feel activated, if you feel mad enough to do something about it, get mad, stay mad, and do something about it. This is profit culture. You know where you can find me. My spiritual journey has been so blessed. Like everything has been blurry. I never thought I would have got to that. I became a life coach. It just started being fucking delusional at that point. I could not believe it. And it was all out. I couldn't I couldn't speak it or verbalize it, but I felt it. I felt it. After all that stuff I talked about at the beginning of the live, because all I wanted was to feel something. All I wanted was to feel something. So I want to encourage you guys to just be authentic. Because that will help you. And it's not about pulling people in, attracting people, getting people's attention. It's about the joy of knowing what you can work on, what you can fix, what you can build, what you can scale. Sorry, I was looking at my friend request. Somebody tagged me in something too. So if you guys really feel some type of way about it, share anything and it will help. It's that simple and it's that good, it's that great. And if it changes, I will tell you. If it doesn't, you will know. You'll probably know if it changes. It won't though. It might, it could. It's not my place to say. You know it's not. But it is my place to speak on it. And with those things, it takes nothing to breathe life from those things. It takes nothing. This channel, this Facebook group page, my live stream accounts could all be blank. They could all have nothing on it. But still, people could use profit culture as a source to know that that is truth, to know that that happened, to know that that was a reference from something they believed in. What? With a blank account. And we need that. Imagine the power of a story. Please, somebody. Please. But anyways, with vision,